Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Colourfulsaz here with another upcycle. Here is a very dilapidated table that my parents were getting rid of. It was sitting out in my front garden when I came home one day and I was like, I will have that. So things in my house, they usually say yes to everything and then eventually throw out everything. So I decided to take it with, everything in these drawers. But yeah, there is a drawer on one side and on the other side there's like this little extendery thingy. I don't really know what you'd call it, but you'll see that it was from a photography studio in Dublin before. I went for a Groovy pattern. Can you believe this is the same table? But yeah, so this is the finished result and let's get into how I did it. Okay, so the first step was just removing all of the top. As you can see, it was in a really bad way. It was sort of like lino stuck to the top, so I peeled all that off. It was just like peeling lots of layers. Peely. I've got gloves on because it was absolutely disgusting. So yeah, do all this stuff very carefully. Then I got a screwdriver, like a flathead screwdriver, to remove the trim. I just pried that off and it came off really easily. Again, this was like rotting and gross. And then I enlisted the help of my dad, thanks Dad, and he pried off the middle part. And we will show you where this came from. It was actually pretty cool. So yeah, it came from some photography studio in Dublin. There you go. So next up, it's cleaning this disgusting piece. So the piece was like several shades of dirt. So I used, I think I used sugar soap or like fairy liquid and water, and then I used crud cutter just to get all the stubborn stains off because it was gross. So that's what I did, and you see the piece to the right there. Well, I don't really need that piece, but I don't know it at this point, so you'll see me cleaning it, but it was a waste of time. And there it is again, there I am sanding it. I don't need to sand it. I replaced the entire top. Past me didn't know what current me now knows. So there you go. Anyway, I'm sanding it. The wood actually ended up being beautiful, so I sanded the whole piece down. It took a long time, but the grain ended up so nice. So I had to sand the drawers and also the little extender table-y thingy, so that's what I'm doing here. It had like a little leather insert that I took off. Oh no, I didn't actually, I left it on and I painted it with like a plastic suitable primer because it was like fake leather. So this is what we were left with. So there's the extender thing in the inside of the drawers. This is a new tabletop I got cut local to me, and I got the edges routed as well. And this was in Larry's DIY on Greystack Road. Amazing, so nice. It was a piece of plywood that my dad had, and it just completely made this table look so good. I was so happy that I was able to get it cut professionally, because anytime me and my dad try to cut things, they end up so wonky. So now I just need to repair this leg, which as you'll see has a huge crack in it. So I've got some wood glue, some clamps, and just some little wooden skewers to get the glue right in there. Using the clamps to clamp it down after I've used the glue. Same here. And then I just wiped off all the excess glue. I'll hand you over to past me talking about how I oiled this table.
Not me admitting that I still haven't finished this table. Okay, so I applied this Fusion Mineral Oil Paint white oil since I last saw you, but the wood on the table is obviously two different types of wood on the base, so it looks a bit mad. It's not as yellow as it looks here. Also, I sanded the top too much, so I had to fill it, so it's not looking good. That's how I applied it, using a little sponge. I don't know what to paint in it, please help.
So yeah, that was me in the past. Now it's back to current me. It's like Back to the Future or some shit. Anyway, here I am priming the table. I decided to paint the whole thing because, as you'll see in that video, I had this big part that I needed to cover up from where I sanded it and made a huge dent, and because it's plywood it went super dark because it went to like the second layer. So yeah, so I'm priming it with a 2 Fussy Blocks roller, and now I'm just preparing the drawer to be lined. So I'm just using a scalpel to get out any dirt in the very edges. Next, I'm going to create a template for when I'm gonna use wallpaper to line this drawer. So I've just got a load of different little sheets of paper. I'm pushing them to the edges. It was hard in this because it actually was a bit wonky, but I'm just pushing them to the edges to create a template using those perfect corners of those pieces of paper. And then I'm just taping them all together to get the perfect template to cut out my wallpaper. So lift that out gently, then I place that on my wallpaper and use my set square, don't be scared of your set square, to cut out my wallpaper. I used way too much glue and it bubbled up, so don't do that. So then this is the extended little table thing. I should have taped it all off before I started, but I didn't. I primed it in a primer that's suitable for plastic and wood because the center of that was like a plasticky leather. Using the wallpaper again there and popping my sample on that. How cute is that? So cute. Anyway, taking off the tape, I wanted this to be a surprise when you open it up, so nothing is painted on like the legs and the base, just the table. So yes, there's a few bits I need to touch up, but I actually just sanded them really lightly to get that bit of paint off and used a scalpel. So now I'm going to paint my design on the table. You can see I put a layer of cream on after the primer, so there is like a satin coat on top of the primer, and then I'm just adding the design in. So I'm using a variety of paints here, and that's French Chic going on now in Mustard Jar, I think it's called, and the other ones are Crown, and then the pink is Tikkerilla, and the cream is actually Tikkerilla as well. So this is the end result. It was super easy. Anyone could do this. It is not hard, and it's not perfect either because it's sort of meant to be free flowing. So that was really cool. And I really like how it turned out. I love all of the clashing patterns. Well, the 2 clashing patterns. Don't get overexcited, Sarah. But yeah, I just love how it all works out. I also sprayed the existing handles and hardware all like this bronzy coppery color, and I think that works really well. The one thing I wasn't that happy with is that the legs were different types of wood, so when the white oil went on, they look slightly different. So it probably won't bother other people, but it bothered me. So that is it. I hope you like it. Make sure you subscribe and check out my Instagram and all my other stuff linked below. Hope you liked it, guys. Thanks so much. Bye.